From the John Thiel Gymnasium in Galesburg, Illinois, a sectional title in Class 3A, but to everyone in here, it may as well feel like the state title. Washington taking on Galesburg, the top two teams in Class 3A coming into this one, and all season long, clash for the chance to play for a Class 3A Super Sectional on Monday. Glad you're with us, everyone. Jonathan Michael here in the booth. I'm joined by my fantastic broadcast partner, Dalton Carmine. And Dalton, first things first, this environment, second to none so far.
I appreciate the kind words, Johnny. And this is, my first time at Galesburg, and I am utterly blown away. The very few seats that are still open here with just a couple minutes before tip-off, they're getting taken here very quickly. It is absolutely incredible environment, and it's only going to get louder and louder as this game goes on. What a matchup. What an atmosphere. Two teams that are just going to do battle on the hardwood tonight. So glad we get to be a part of it.
Definitely. And again, we're glad you joined us here tonight. Again, in case you can't make it, gym's too full, maybe too far away, or just don't want to pay the NFHS network subscription as well. We got you covered live and for free here from Galesburg. You hear a bunch of boos. The Washington Panthers just took the floor, and Dalton, we talked about this on the way up here. This is going to be a hostile environment for the Panthers. They've played in front of large crowds like this before at the Tournament of Champions the last 2 years. But it's a bit different tonight when a good half, maybe a little bit more than half of the gym is cheering against you.
Right, and this is something that Kim Barth is going to kind of have to hone her girls, and this is the most difficult environment that they have played in to date. And probably the most difficult environment they'll play in, period, regardless of if they move on or not. But yeah, Coach Kim Barth has got to, in these type of situations, what do? You look to your upperclassmen, you look to your seniors to kind of take everybody in, say, hey, we got this, just play our game. And luckily, she's got a whole plethora of seniors that are about to do battle out there right now.
For sure. Let's talk about the host first. The Galesburg Silver Streaks come into this one 27-4, 11-3 in the Western Big Six Conference. It's pretty strong in girls basketball this year, as was the Mid-Illini. But the Silver Streaks are playing some great ball, Dalton. They beat Morton for the regional title 35-19, a low-scoring rock fight. And then they blew out Metamora earlier in the week. On Tuesday, they like to get up and press. They can play fast. They can slow it down. They also have a trio of triplets that'll do some great things for them.
Yeah, if you three-headed monster, triple threat, holy trinity, whatever metaphor you want to use, that's Taylor, Ella, and Grace Hirschenroder are going to do a lot of damage out there for the Silver Streaks. I mean, you look at a resume, you're really not going to find one much better compared to the Silver Streaks of Galesburg. You know, they've defeated Metamora, Quincy, Peoria, Notre Dame, Teutopolis, Sterling, and to get here, they knocked out a trio of Mid-Illini teams in East Peoria, Morton, and the aforementioned Metamora.
Yeah, again, we talk about Washington, how strong their schedule is. I still think Washington's schedule probably a little bit better. They played some good 4A teams. They beat Waubonsie Valley, lost to Nashville. Lots of other great teams on their schedule as well. But again, Galesburg is the strongest team, I think, on paper that they might get all the way up until the state finals. Washington comes into this one 31-2. A sea of orange and black across the way from us. Panthers brought out a lot of fans, and that's what we expect at this point with this team that, again, has been led by so many seniors, hoping that this is not their last game here tonight.
Right, this game could have been in Juneau, Alaska, and the Washington Panthers fans would have made the trek up there, no doubt in my mind. What an atmosphere.
You're getting set for this one. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. Be right back. National anthem in the books. Let's play some basketball. Again, Jonathan Michael, Dalton Carmine here with you on Clutch Sports Media. Dalton, we're talking about Washington, and so far their playoff run, they have been playing phenomenally well. Not one, not two, but 3 running clock wins so far over Geneseo, and then Dunlap, followed by Ottawa. They beat 70-39 right back here on Tuesday.
They're just so confident. They play together. The offense can come from literally anybody that's out there for Coach Kimbar's squad. And you don't get this far, you don't beat those teams by that much without playing together. And that's what Coach Kimbar is going to stress to her girls here tonight as they're currently being announced.
You got to play together. You got to play your best ball at the right time, and you have to bring it in this one against number 2 Galesburg. Washington starting lineup. The Galesburg students all wearing white and donning Burger King crowns. Turning around, not looking at the Panthers. They're going to be loud all night. They've been loud all week. And Washington starters, again, going to be Kate McDougall, the freshman, and a whole host of seniors. Avery Tibbs wearing number 2, Becca McDougall, Mazzy O'Brien, and Danny Gooday. Unchanged starting 5 for Washington, who is wearing their black road jerseys with orange trim right around the arms. For Galesburg, they're in their home whites, silver numbers, and black trim. Cheerleaders also a little bit of gold here as well. That part of the color palette here at Galesburg High School as well. Their starting 5 is Taylor Herschenroder, Ella Herschenroder, Jocelyn Kilgore, Lily Furrow, and Chloe May. A senior and a lot of juniors in the starting lineup for Galesburg.
Yeah, I mean, youth is kind of the name of the game for Galesburg, but just because, you know, young, old, freshman, senior, anything in between, they have just loads and loads of skill, and going to be a nightmare for everybody next year. But let's focus on the present partners. We're just about to get ready for tip-off.
Nearly a sold-out gym. No seats available in the lower bowl. Upper bowl almost completely packed as well. Number 1 versus number 2 from Galesburg. Let's play basketball in Washington. And Danny Gooday wins the tip. It's Tibbs with it up top. Here's McDougall. She's guarded by Zanaya Carter. Rather in the starting lineup, rather than Chloe May. Pardon the correction there. Gooday will kick this back out. Here's O'Brien. Nice hesitation. Drives in. Puts it up off the attachment. And rebounded by Furrow.
Yeah, great defensive possession there. It was a good look for O'Brien. That's one she'll usually make, and Galesburg will take it, though. Furrow is able to clear the rebound. Now they set up shop on offense.
Ella Herschenroder boarded up the court. She was their leading scorer on Tuesday against Metamora. Now it's Carter with it. Going to feed it over in the corner to Taylor Herschenroder. Kick back out to her sister, Ella. Mid-range jumper from the left side is good.
Great ball movement. Coach Kimbar coming out with a kind of a high 2-3 zone for the Panthers there. And the Silver Streaks worked right around it. Great ball movement.
Here's O'Brien. She gets the outlet pass. Driving in from the corner. Runner from the baseline was no good. He goes off a Silver Streak. Much to the chagrin of the Galesburg students located right below us.
Yeah, I didn't have the best angle with that one, partner, but then it looked like it was touched at the exact same time. Washington gets the benefit of our first of probably many 50-50 balls.
There's the inbounds play we were talking about. Tibbs inbounds it right back to her. Bang from the corner.
Yeah, Silver Streaks just completely lost the inbounder there. Tibbs so sneaky, so quick on her feet, gets to her spot in the corner, and she's just making that every time, it seems.
That is exactly why they say the most dangerous person on inbounds play is the one inbounding the ball. Tibbs knocked it down. It's 3-2 Washington. McDougall. Becca comes away with the steal up to her sister Kate in transition. Absorbs a bit of contact. No foul call. Gooday's trailer. Her shot no good. Ball's on the deck. McDougall hits the floor. And we're going to get a tie-up that favors Galesburg. A wild possession there.
Let the bodies hit the floor. I mean, we knew this is going to be a very physical game with 2 huge, fast, strong teams. Probably the first of many jump balls I've had to take a guess. It's something that I just kind of noticed there, John. Washington into a man-to-man after 1 defensive possession. This is going to be Tibbs picking up Ella Herschenroder.
Yeah, McDougall, she's guarding Carter. That's the matchup of 2 number 5s, and Galesburg throws it right into the hands of Tibbs. 2-on-2 break. Tibbs going in, left block, puts it up off the glass and in. Tibbs with all 5 for Washington to start.
Yeah, she averages over 20 points. The reason I mentioned the offense can come from anybody on the Panthers team, but more often than not, it runs through Avery Tibbs.
2 minutes gone by, and Galesburg finds Kilgore. She was blocked by Gooday. Panthers fans love it. Panthers now in transition. Tibbs driving in. Back out Gooday around the perimeter. Washington going to slow it down. Here's McDougall. That's Kate. Getting a screen from her sister, driving her right down Broadway for 2.
And that's just making the simple play and not getting too ahead of yourself. Such a mature play for the freshman Kate McDougal. Slices right through the defense. Panthers off to an early 7-2 lead here.
7-2, 5.5 minutes to play left here in the first quarter. And a winner moves on to the Super Sectionals, which also known as the Elite Eight, as G'day was battling with Kilgore, I believe, down there in the post. And reached around. She's going to pick up her first foul.
Yep, just too much contact on the body there, but 5:21 to go in our first quarter. Not the worst time ever to pick up your first foul. And a plethora of subs coming in for the Streaks.
Certainly not. And if you're Washington, want to hope that you don't get in quite as much foul trouble as their boys team did here. Again, Washington's boys played right back here in the Galesburg Regional just last night against East Peoria and took them down to the wire. Fell 58-51, drained 11 threes in that one. A hard-fought loss for Eric Schermerhorn and company. Here's Ella Herschenreiter up near the volleyball line. Tibbs guarding her. Washington still in their man. Patient possession here for the Streaks as Chloe May will get fouled by O'Brien.
Yeah, it's Chloe May, Grace Herschenreiter, and Eleanor Johnson were the 3 to check in for the Streaks. So 3 early subs. Keep some fresh legs there for Coach DeMott.
Yeah, Lexi DeMott, former player here at Galesburg, succeeded the legendary Evan Massey. And I believe this is the Evan Massey court. You see John Thiel Gymnasium, his signature there on the actual court itself. But this is Evan Massey Court, a longtime legend here in the girls basketball community in Galesburg. Silver Streaks swinging it around. They trail 7-2. Just under 5 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Ella Herschenreiter swinging it over to May. And we talked about this, Dalton. Silver Streaks could really slow things down if they want to.
Yeah, they could just play their game. They can beat you in a variety of ways, fast, slow, or anything in between. They're going to be ready to go. They got a little bit ahead of themselves, played too fast, and it resulted in some turnovers. So now on this possession, they elect to go slow. But good defense from the Panthers thus far on this possession.
This loss will end one of these teams' season. It will also be one of these teams' last game without a shot clock. May kick it to her in the corner. 3-ball up and good.
And the crowd pop, just 10 out of 10. I know we are basically on top of the student section here in Galesburg. But everybody's right arm goes up as there's a steal.
There's a steal by Kilgore. McDougal tried to get it over across court, but Kilgore just stuffed her right there, and Washington's going to pick up a foul. That's their third. In only about a minute span, it's going to go on Becca McDougal.
Yeah, McDougal, I don't mind being aggressive like that, but on a fast break, the Silver Streaks didn't have numbers on that fast break. They were probably going to slow it down, so really no reason to foul there. It was a silly mistake that Becca McDougal really never makes, but not the end of the world. She could shake it off, and ball under the basket to the Silver Streaks.
7-5 Washington lead, 4:04 to go in the first. What a cut there by Taylor Herschenreiter. She missed it. May gets the board, and Galesburg a second chance. It's Carter. Redling Schaefer into the game for Washington. She's a good defender. She's got Carter up top now. Carter going to the right, crossing over to the left, going into the lane, puts up from the left block, and great defense there by Washington. That ball going off the side of the backboard and going to be out of bounds for the Panthers.
Yeah, the interior defense is just collapsing on the ball handler every single time for Washington. That's the way they like to play defense. No easy buckets inside, so the Streaks are going to have to stop and find some help on the perimeter.
Galesburg bring out a press, but Washington breaks it. That press gave the Silver Streaks an 18-0 lead over Metamora after the first quarter of Tuesday's game. Here's McDougal kicking out at Redling Schaefer, a deep 2 off to the right. Rebounded there by Kilgore.
A lot of different players have run the point here for the Silver Streaks, I'm noticing, as Zanaya Carter's got it now.
Slow it down a little bit again. Galesburg trying to prove they can slow it down. Again, they won that game 35-19 against Morton. Just a rock fight in that one. That was back at East Peoria. Carter getting double teamed by Redling Schaefer and Tibbs. Now Kate McDougal comes over. May over to Furrow in the quarter. Now back to May on the wing. Skip pass over to Taylor Herschenreiter. She drives in past Becca McDougal. Back over to Furrow. Baseline jumper was well short. Ball's on the deck. McDougal's down there. We'll get a tie-up, and that time it favors Washington.
Yeah, and again, another longer possession for Galesburg. It resulted in an open base slide look, just barely short, but I think that's probably a shot that Coach DeMott wants her girls to take 10 times out of 10.
And it's a 7-5 Washington lead here. 2:46 to go in the first quarter. Again, we do have several other games going on around the area tonight, which we'll keep you updated on, one of which our very own Caden Sexton, Gabe Holoka are on the call for over at Richwoods. Richwoods taking on Belleville East in Class 4A action. You can listen to that one live and for free on ClutchSportsIsle.com. 2 Tibbs. Mid-range jumper is good. She's got 7 of Washington's 9.
And number 2 isn't afraid to pull up for 2. It doesn't have to do all of her damage in the paint or beyond the perimeter. She can do damage from anywhere. She's proving it here in the early going.
Here's Galesburg trailing by 4. And they did not trail at all in Tuesday's sectional semifinal. Panthers fans making some noise. They brought a good student. Section 2 is Good Day. Swats Ella Hershenroder.
That's twice now. Good Day has had a very clean block, rising high up and swatting it out of bounds. And it looks like Taylor Hershenroder checking back in for the Silver Streaks, and she will head under the basket to inbound the basketball.
Inbound, and they just, Furrow was right there, got fouled from behind. She beat Kate McDougal and got the position. That's going to be 4 team fouls on the Panthers.
Yeah, Galesburg, due to their good ball movement, it is getting a couple inside looks here. It hasn't been easy, but the ones they're getting, they're making the most of, even when they're not making the basket going to the free throw line.
First free throw from Lily Furrow is off. Furrow is also, I believe, a star swimmer for the Galesburg Silver Streaks as well. And she'll set for her second. That one also off the mark. Missed opportunity there for the host as Tibbs, hounded by Carter. Over to Kate McDougal. Over to Becca McDougal. Pass out Tibbs. Wing 3 is good.
I mean, her off-ball movement is absolutely top tier right now. Galesburg has lost her a couple times, and that's the reason why she has 10 of the Panthers' 12. Already in double digits, and there's a minute 40 to go in the first quarter. Unreal.
That is not what you want to see as an opponent. Seeing Avery Tibbs get hot and having her get hot early. And she was a 2,000-point scorer, hit that mark a few games ago for the Panthers, and one of their best scorers of all time. Layup from Kilgore. Off kilter there and no good. Tibbs had it stripped from behind. She was trying to corral the pass while running the break, but Zanaya Carter goes and pokes it out. It'll be a inbound here, and what do you know? Avery Tibbs is going to inbound this one.
I wonder where she's going.
Probably straight to the corner. We'll see if anyone picks her up. Kilgore's going to come back, or rather no, Carter's going to defend the inbound. And if you watch Washington play, Carter has to know where Tibbs is going to go. This time she goes to the left corner. Kate McDougal up by the G in Galesburg at midcourt. Now Good Day from the left side. Around the horn, 5 out for the Panthers right now. No one inside the paint. Mazzy O'Brien skip pass to Good Day. Gonna steer it out her defender, pull a 3 and drain it.
Everyone's getting red hot. You know, offense is contagious out there. Good Day, that's a contested 3 from the tallest player on the court, and she rose up completely fearless, drained it, and here's a turnover ball back to the Panthers.
10-point advantage for Washington, and they got the number 2 host Silver Streaks feeling all sorts of nervous right now. That pass was just thrown away into the first row of the fans here again in what is a jam-packed John Thiel Gymnasium here in Galesburg. As the Panthers here with 48 seconds could hold for the last shot, leading by 10.
You could. They've
just
been so red hot. I don't know. First open look, I feel like you just take it, but holding for the last shot might be smarter.
Here's Kate McDougal going to drive it. Feed out, Good Day. Another triple off the front rim. Olivia Osborne crashing the glass, and she knocks it out. It's Galesburg ball. And the Streaks will have a chance to respond here with 33.1. Osborne played a really good game on Tuesday, a season-high 17 points in that one. She was aggressive, took the shots, and she's giving Washington a look at a bright future even after all their seniors leave. Going to be a big part of that team next year.
Yeah, her, Kate McDougal, and Redling Schaefer, and one on the other end.
That was Kilgore, got it to go through contact.
And those 3, Redling, Schaefer, Kate McDougal, and Osborne, are really going to be the core of next year's Washington team. And the future's looking bright because Redling, Schaefer, and Osborne, probably 2 of the better role players in the entire Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Yeah, Redling Schaefer is a senior, actually, so she's part of that big 8.
Yes, that's right.
But it will be Kate McDougal, Olivia Osborne, and a couple other players deep on that Panthers bench going to take on bigger roles next year. But Kilgore got to go through the foul. That one is going on Kate McDougal, who has 2. And Kilgore's free throw is no good. Awkward bounce off the attachment. Panthers have it with 12. Tibbs up to Gaudet, crossing half court. Gaudet double teamed, leaving Tibbs wide open, top of the key. That's a layup.
She's so cool, calm, collected. I mean, really nothing Galesburg's throwing at her is working as she hits the deck, and that is going to be the end of the quarter. No shot gotten off there by the Silver Streaks.
13 points from Avery Tibbs in the first quarter has Washington leading 18-7. And all those cheers you hear is all the Washington fans, and you look at the Galesburg fans, including some of the ones below us, they look kind of stunned right now.
Looking to their left, looking to their right, like this hasn't happened to our girls yet. What exactly is going on? Well, they're learning who Avery Tibbs is, that's for sure. And Coach DeMacho's got to, I know it's a younger team, but they're so talented. I mean, they've had some really, really good possessions, some aggressive plays. You just got to get everyone to take a deep breath. That's the most important thing right now. Get back to playing Galesburg Silver Streaks basketball and claw your way back into this one. It's only the end of the first quarter.
And you were through 1. Washington leads it by 11. Again, want to thank all of you for tuning in, and also want to give a quick notice out there. Again, if no sponsors for tonight's broadcast, but if you're interested in becoming a sponsor and having your brand front and center, you see on your screen right there, the logos, you can have your logo right there as well for the rest of some of our playoff broadcasts. And to be honest, if we can get some sponsors, that will help us continue covering the Panthers, doing these free live audio broadcasts the rest of the postseason, however far they go, and everything. So if you're interested in helping make these broadcasts possible, and reach out to us at inbox@clutchsportsil.com or clutchsportsil@gmail.com as Galesburg starts the second quarter with the ball. And it's going to be a travel by Taylor Hirschenroder.
Now, those are the plays you kind of have to limit. Taylor Hirschenroder had the right idea, just couldn't quite find help when she needed it and dragged that pivot foot. So the Panthers a chance to crack 20 on this possession.
Galesburg's been pressing Washington almost every possession so far, but the Panthers really haven't turned it over much on that press. As O'Brien double-teamed. McDougal out of trouble, feeding it to O'Brien and back to Gaudet. Now back to Becca McDougal. Great ball movement, almost an and one as McDougal came bowling into, I believe that's Taylor Hirschenrider, who picks up the foul.
Yeah, Silver Streaks fans, again, not fans of that call, but that's the right call. Hirschenrider just barely wasn't quite set when McDougal went up for that layup, so she'll shoot 2.
That's the first foul of the game on the Silver Streaks as McDougal's free throw is no good, so both teams combined 0 for 4 from the line to start this one.
Uncharacteristic for both sides.
And Washington 18, Galesburg 7. 7:29 to go in the second, and McDougal makes her second. Galesburg got to find a response here, or hope Washington really gets cold. That doesn't happen very often. Ella Hirschenroder plays catch with her sister. Here's Taylor right in front of the Washington bench and the clapping Washington students. And Panthers going left to right. And Silver Streaks going to the left. That shot off the mark. O'Brien fighting for the board with Carter, and the jump ball is going to favor Washington. Or no.
One referee signaled jump ball. Yeah, I believe it was a jump ball.
Washington fans are booing. And
might have wanted a foul.
And it's still their possession anyway. Can't whine too much about that. As O'Brien drives in, another nice hesitation, stop and go, up off the glass and in. That's O'Brien's first bucket. It's 21-7.
And Taylor Hirschenroder was all over her. Is that another turnover? It is. The Hirschenroder all over O'Brien on that last possession, and O'Brien just doesn't care. The Chicago State commit right through contact and into the hoop.
I don't know much about Chicago State women's basketball, but if I know anything about Mazzy O'Brien, she has the potential to really, really become a key face of that Cougars program. And there's a steal by Galesburg. Ella Hirschenrider gets it off the glass. Her layup was no good. A bit off balance there. Kind of a wild shot. Now here's Becca McDougal. Beats 2 defenders. Pass over to Tibbs. O'Brien's left wide open in the corner. No good. Just a bit too strong.
Yeah, I know Chicago State's in the NEC, and I know they're the Cougars, and that's about where my knowledge stops. But they're getting a good one in O'Brien.
We'll learn some more about them as O'Brien took a lick fighting for an offensive board. Still Galesburg ball, 3-ball on the corner. That time it's no good. Kilgore a third chance, and the rims are not being kind. A fourth chance, no good. We get a foul with 6:04, and that's going to be on Becca McDougal, it appears.
Yeah, just kind of some frustration there for the Panthers, uncharacteristically giving up a couple offensive rebounds and just a two-hand shove for Becca McDougal. Well, luckily, it wasn't on the shot as we get some more substitutions coming in for both teams.
And Becca McDougal's second foul. So both McDougals with 2 fouls. Becca will take a seat. Kate on the bench as well. But again, this Washington team is deep, as Kate is, in fact, back on the floor. May tried to inbound it. Redling Schaefer the steal. Panthers in transition again. Kate McDougal going up the right side. Redling Schaefer to Tibbs. And Washington leading 21-7. A statement so far against the number 2 team in the state. Might be their toughest test the rest of the postseason. Here's Redling Schaefer. Pass back out to Tibbs. A way deep three is no good. Mazzy O'Brien, the rebound, puts it back up and in over Chloe May.
Yet another fearless take over a defender that was draped all over her. Mazzy O'Brien coming into her own in the second quarter.
Silver Streaks down by 16 in their home gym. All the home court advantage. The life has just been sucked out of this place if you're a Silver Streaks fan. Here's Grace Herschenroder, the one who plays probably the least out of the 3. Kicks it back out. 3 ball from the corner was off the mark there by Eleanor Johnson. And we get a foul.
Jocelyn Kilgore on the reach. 80 feet away from the basket. That's not one you want to commit.
Yep, that's a tough one for Kilgore.
Totally understand it. You know, you're down 23-7. You had a chance to get the ball back. And we're going to have a timeout called by Galesburg.
I was just about to say, this is probably a time you need to call a timeout and just stop the bleeding, hit the reset button if you're the Silver Streaks.
Yeah, and then that first quarter huddle, I know Coach DeMott's probably said a lot of the things that she's saying to her team again right now. Just calm down, take a deep breath, get back into this one. Had some good possessions. Your offense just needs to be much, much more consistent, and somebody has got to guard Tibbs in order to get this one back within single digits.
Indeed, they do. Again, the winner of this game will face the winner of, I believe, Providence Catholic
and Country Club Hillcrest.
Yes, Country Club Hillcrest. And we've seen them a little bit for football before, right, not for basketball. Providence, the favorite in that game, I know, and this is a matchup of 1 versus 2. Well, guess who's number 3? It's Providence.
So this, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, John, this could very well be the state title game right here. But if this isn't the state title, I would hear you out. I think next round it could also be the state title. This is just what happens when March is on the horizon. Yeah, that Providence Catholic team is a matchup nightmare. But I think either of these 2 teams could give them a run for their money, without a doubt.
And we saw a part of the Providence engine last year. The Callahan sisters transferred from Morris, and they're now at Providence Catholic.
Lakin and Landry.
Indeed, they're 2 great scorers. Washington with the ball, 4:45 to go. Here's Gaudet. Panthers, I'm sure, not going to be in too much of a hurry, but Gaudet dials up a step back right in front of the 3-point line and drains it. What a confident shot from the Valparaiso commit.
Yeah, usually if you're that far closer to the 3-point line, you might as well take another step back and shoot the 3, but Gaudet knows she can hit it from anywhere.
25-7. Washington making what we build is, again, probably the game of the year, maybe the state title, turn into I certainly use the B term, the blowout term yet, but we might be heading that way.
Sure feels like it, partner.
And you have some other games going on tonight. Caden Sexton, Gabe Paloka from Clutch Sports Media. They're on the call of Richwoods, Belleville East. Can listen to that one live and for free also on our YouTube channel and our website, clutchsportsisle.com. Foul here going to go on the Panthers.
That was on Redling Schaefer, too much on the arm.
We're going to see if we get a score update from Belleville East and Richwoods. Belleville East leading that one 16-8 early in the second quarter there. So Richwoods trying to fight back. Inbounds right to Grace Herschenroder. Straight away, her 3 was off the mark. Redling Schaefer was on the deck and just hunkers over it. And the jump ball will favor Galesburg.
A couple of these inbound plays, the off-ball motion's been really good for Galesburg, and they're getting a couple looks at the rim off the inbound. Unfortunately, they haven't converted to points, but not much has.
Good pass face from Grace Herschenreiter, driving in and just can't get it to go. Galesburg really struggling from the field, and Furrow had that one poked out. O'Brien up to G'day. She's running the break. Over to Tibbs, driving in baseline. Back out to G'day. Seen that so many times. It's so lethal, but Washington going to slow it down. May trying to front G'day. G'day has a big size advantage there. Osborne shot fake, drive baseline. Kick back out. 3:25 to play. O'Brien's three. All the way around the rim, no good. G'day, offensive rebound and foul.
Honestly, good foul there by Chloe May. She had the much taller G'day on her. It was one-on-one. You're right under the basket. You might as well hit her on the arm and make her earn them at the charity stripe.
So G'day will shoot 2. She's got 5 points right now. Tibbs is 13. Kate McDougal with 2. Becca McDougal with 1. O'Brien with 4. G'day has 5 and will stay there momentarily after she misses the first.
Free throws are very, very hard to come by here in this game. They're getting to the line, just nobody seems to be making them.
They did make her, that was McDougal who made her second last time, and G'day does the same there. So she's up to 6. It's a 26-7 Washington lead. And I believe we got a timeout from Galesburg. We'll wait to see.
Yep, I believe that was Galesburg. I think you got it right, partner. But yeah, 3:21 to go in this sectional championship. All Panthers, 26-7.
Well, kind of taking a look at some of the other games around the area tonight, Dalton, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them in Class 1A, including Hayworth taking on DMAC. That one is over all the way in Gilman. You ever been to Gilman, Illinois before?
Can't say I have.
And that's where Iroquois West High School is. That's where Hayworth and DMAC, 2 teams we cover at Clutch Sports Media, facing off for a sectional title. Dahlia DeJesus taking on Aaliyah Riddle, 2 great small school players there. That one getting ready to tip off.
Why would Hayworth go to DMAC or DMAC go to Hayworth when you can go to Gilman and play the game,
yeah,
right?
Well, why would you do the easy thing? Why would you, but Midland also, the Timberwolves, they're up in Lakin, just outside of. They're playing for a sectional title. Best season for them in program history against Rockford Christian. As well, Tri-Valley playing West Hancock over at Macomb in Class 2A. And Richwoods against Belleville East up again in Class 4. That game at the Castle at Richwoods. Galesburg with the ball, trailing by 19. Ella Herschenroder, who's got just 2 points so far tonight. Leading scorer for Galesburg is Chloe May, who has just 1 3 on the night. Stifling defense here from the Panthers. Here's Naya Carter. Trying to find something. Tibbs guarding her tightly. Carter driving in, spinning off the rim, no good. A jump ball as Kilgore was fighting for it, and will go back to the Panthers.
Lots and lots of jump balls. I lost count already. I think that's maybe 5 or 6 of them, and just 2:33 to go second quarter. That's what you get when you get 2 aggressive teams. As Galesburg, not surprisingly, in a full court press, but G'day breaks it with ease.
Yeah, Washington hasn't struggled much at all. G'day just puts it right up and in.
Right down the court, coast to coast from the corner of the opposite side of the hardwood. G'day goes right through the Silver Streaks defense.
2:15 to go before the halftime break. And I was about to say a bit ago, it's a football score. Washington led 21-7. Now it's 28-7, and we're still playing football. Speaking of which, Galesburg, not a very, very nice football field we saw on the way coming in. G'day tries to find O'Brien, and that goes out of bounds to the Galesburg bench.
Yeah, that football field could rival a couple colleges that I can think of off the top of my head. That was quite the facility. Very nice school overall.
Very nice. You can tell they have put a lot of work and care, renovations into just the entire school here at Galesburg. And one of the best in the area, I'd say.
Don't have to question their school spirit either, because it's completely full and everybody's still engaged despite this lopsided score thus far.
And Carter, tough shot, put up no good. Kilgore falling down, put up the shot. She's going to shoot 2. With 1:36 to go, Washington fans a bit upset.
They got Osborne on that one.
And the Washington fans are a lot to cheer about. And their team's making some shots and playing well, but they've been letting the refs hear it tonight. As Kilgore's first free throw is no good, so Galesburg hasn't really been able to make Washington pay either from the free throw line.
Yeah, and this is one you got to get Kilgore going. She's, your tallest player down there. She's about the only one that can match up with the size Washington has. She hits her second free throw to get in the scoring column.
28-8. Not sure if many would have expected this first half lead for Washington. Kim Barth calls out the players. Redling Schaefer on the wing, feeds it to G'day. Galesburg crashes in, leaves a wide open Osborne for three. No good. G'day, another offensive rebound. Puts it up while falling away. No call. Here comes Galesburg the other direction. Ella Herschenrotter with it. Number 11, again, part of triplets. Her sister Taylor and number 10, and her sister Grace, number 12. All three of them juniors. Under a minute to play. Galesburg being very patient here, Dalton. I'm slightly surprised they're doing so down 20. I need to pick up the pace for certain, at least in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Going to have some quicker passes, more off-ball screens, backdoor cuts. And they're doing a decent job rebounding when they get the rebounds. You got to go full head of steam. You got to look up because it's the only way you're going to get quick buckets in transition is if the ball carrier is willing to look up and find an open player.
Osborne just picked up her second foul, so Galesburg going to be in the bonus the rest of the way out until halftime, at least 50.2 to go. Inbound to Kilgore. Sneaks around G'day, puts it off the glass and in. That was a good move from Jocelyn Kilgore, who's got 5 now.
Yep, but she's got the last 3 for the Silver Streaks. They're finally into double digits, down 28-10.
O'Brien shielding the ball from Herschenrotter. And Galesburg going to tip it off. It's going to stay Washington ball. But Galesburg press again does come away with a few of those every once in a while.
Yeah, Washington's doing a good job of breaking the press, but Galesburg's got to keep up with it because you get plays like that. I know it went out of bounds and stayed with the Panthers, but sometimes those ones can stay inbounds. You can steal possession, which you got to start doing.
Double dose of McDougal coming onto the court now for the Panthers. Redling Schaefer and Osborne take a break. Here's Tibbs, guarded by Chloe May. May's been a good defender so far. Tibbs been a lot quieter here in the second quarter as we had a Galesburg foul. And I believe that one went on May. That's her second.
It was. She was trying to fight through an off-ball screen that G'day was setting for Tibbs. And fought through it a little too aggressively and picks up a foul. 21 seconds to go.
You would think Washington would hold for the last shot, but they do like to pull the trigger if they get an open look. Grading a lot of them so far. 28-10 their advantage. G'day, again up by the second G in Galesburg. Panthers going to the right basket right here below us with 5 to go. Tibbs over to McDougal. G'day, jumper in the post. No good, comes up just a bit short. Galesburg can't get a shot off. It's Washington 28 and Galesburg 10 at halftime.
Absolute dream half for the Washington Panthers. Offensively, defensively, and every other facet of the game that you can possibly think of. Just domination, 28-10. Yeah, can't say I was expecting that. I don't think anybody who walked into this gym to fill it up was expecting this score at halftime, but wow, not a lot of halftime adjustments I think Coach Kim Barth has to make in that locker room. She's just got to be beaming right now.
Yeah, it just comes down to executing, I think, at this point. Got the plan in place. It's worked so far. And this is a great head coaching matchup, too. Lexi DeMott, we were talking on the way here, a great coach, has Galesburg. They love to play their brand of basketball, and they play it to a T. They executed flawlessly against Morton. And so these players have really bought into what she's buying. Kim Barth, again, as good as it gets around Central Illinois on the girls' side, too, as well. So I'm sure maybe a few tweaks here and there. It's a little bit of a chess match when you do get 2 great head coaches like this. But, again, yeah, Washington, 60 minutes to play, leading it by 18. We'll run down their leading scorers. Again, Tibbs with 13, all of which came in the first quarter. I believe 3 or 4 of them came, I think 3 triples for her so far.
Yeah, that's right. And again, like I touched on earlier, her off-ball movement and just her natural IQ feel for the game. She doesn't have to think too hard because she knows exactly where to go. And she is personally outscoring the Galesburg Silver Streaks. Another thing I didn't think I would be saying.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. Danny G'day also played another great game. She's got 8 points. Offensive rebounding is really what stood out to me about her. She's been very active. Mazzy O'Brien's got 4. That matches what she had on Tuesday. Becca McDougal with 1, and Kate McDougal with 2 as well. But Dalton, again, we're talking just about the McDougals. Neither one of them really go crazy on the score sheet most of the time, but they do a lot of just winning plays, the rebounds, steals, the assists, the blocks as well. Things that just don't always show up, and they've been a big factor.
Yeah, they do, and specifically for Kate McDougal, the freshman, there's going to be a point in time where the offense is going to run through her. Let's be real. I mean, it's
going to be her team next year.
It absolutely is, and the year after that, and the year after that. But she knows, and her senior sister Becca, who's committed to UIS to be a Prairie Star and play basketball for them. They just both, as you said, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. They know exactly what they need to do, and sometimes that doesn't mean scoring 10, 15, 20 points. And speaking of, they have a good look across the gym at Claire McDougal, their older sister.
Oh, yeah,
who is a junior at Bradley University playing Division I basketball for the Bradley Braves. Sidelined the rest of the season with a leg injury, so we wish nothing but the best for her and her recovery. Yeah, but she was here first.
Yeah, I would say we've been keeping Claire busy as well in her injury recovery. She was joined us on the call for a few Washington
She's a natural. Very good.
Games this year. So we've loved having Claire on again. It's Washington 28, Galesburg 10 here at the halftime break. And again, wanted to give a quick plug and say that, again, if you want your business to be front and center, want to grow your business with us at Clutch Sports Media, again, sponsorships for our postseason audio broadcasts are available. And those are so important and so just key for us that it helps us keep on bringing you free live coverage throughout the playoffs. So I can't emphasize enough that those do run on sponsors. So if you or someone around the Washington area, maybe even further around the greater Peoria area, knows of anyone who wants their business front and center, they're right on your screen for however far the Panthers go. We'd love to cover them as deep as we can into the playoffs. Reach out to us, inbox at clutchsportsil.com. Can contact us on our website. We have a form on there. Also can reach us at clutchsportsil@gmail.com as well. So if you're interested, again, please don't hesitate to reach out today and support the Washington Panthers in high school sports here in Central Illinois. Let's take a look just real quick around the area again. We do have a free live broadcast, Richwoods and Belleville East. And last time we checked, it was Belleville East 16, Richwoods 8. Again, that one up in Class 4A. And Dalton, up until this year, Richwoods was 3A for many years. So if they hadn't gotten a big boost in enrollment, Richwoods would have been right in the sectional of death, as we've called it.
Yeah, this is definitely the best sectional in all of Class 3A. Maybe even the best sectional, period, regardless of class. I don't think, lived in Illinois my entire life. I don't think I've ever seen a sectional as loaded as this one across any sport ever. It is just up and down, just loads and loads of talent, and we clearly have the...
Would have been the other one. You also had Morton, who was number 4. You had Peoria Notre Dame, who unfortunately was bitten by a bit of an injury bug, didn't have Lexi Bear, and they bowed out to Dunlap, who... Dunlap was a very good team that I think was one of the better ones that wasn't state-ranked. And
Metamora as well.
Metamora, obviously. Yeah, Metamora was, I think, ranked number 9. We also, we didn't see them at any point, but Dixon, they were state ranked, and they were in the sectional, as was Sterling, who was receiving votes in the final poll. So, that is 7 or 8 teams out of the top 12 or so in the state, all in the same sectional. So, again, we'll see how it all plays out at Sefco Arena, but a lot of people have been talking that whoever comes out of here is definitely the state favorite. And I don't think the Washington Panthers or the Galesburg Silver Streaks need anyone to tell them that.
Right, and everybody on the opposite side of the bracket, I'm talking the schools that won't see any of these teams until the state title if they get there. All of them are probably looking at what's going on down here and just taking a big, deep breath and looking to the heavens, to whatever higher power. Like, thank you for not putting us in that sectional, because man, it has been a dogfight each and every game. I know some of the scores don't necessarily reflect that, but these are just, as you said, 7 of the best 12. I think you could even go further than that. But yeah, again, never seen anything like it, and so glad that most of these games, all of them, have been semi-local to us, so we can get out there and cover them and continue to provide you free live coverage, whether it be video or audio.
Indeed. And for the games that we can't get to the broadcast, we again, that DMAC Hayworth game was a big one. It was just a little bit too tough for us logistically to have 3 broadcasts going on, one of them which would have been out in Gilman at Iroquois West between DMAC and Hayworth. But yeah, we'll be following whoever wins that game. Our Michael Savoy is out there covering that game. He'll have the story up on Clutch Sports Media Overtime, which again, if in case you haven't found out or heard about Clutch Sports Media Overtime, it's the home of all of our written content. We have lots and lots and lots of stories coming out all day, every day about high school sports year-round in Central Illinois. We have been on an all-out blitz this week. I was here providing coverage of Peoria High and East Peoria, Washington's regional semifinal yesterday. We had Mark Wagner at Metamora at Dunlap for boys yesterday. That story up also on CSM Overtime. Also, we had Sky Gillespie down at Manual. They survived a very close win over Tri-Valley in Class 2A boys. And then Blueton Central Catholic won as well because Sean Manning scored 31 in that one. You can read all about that on CSM Overtime as well. So we are going to be in as many gyms as possible the rest of the postseason. So again, if you want to continue to support our coverage, and not just us at Clutch Sports Media, but also high school sports, and help us be out and cover these teams around the area and crisscross the state here in the great month of February and March. Again, subscribe to us and Clutch Sports Media Overtime on our website, clutchsportsil.com. You can go check it out. We've got plenty more stuff coming too as well. 1:40 to go here until the rest of halftime. And what else is on your mind right now? This is a huge month of basketball.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it all in because, Clutch Sports Overtime, I will echo that. That is the place to be if you want breakdowns, expert analysis from our entire team. I have to go on there myself, and I work for the company. I have to go there all the time for very crucial information. And, the one thing that would rival this time of year, of course, would be playoff football.
Yeah.
But here's the key difference that I think tips that in basketball's favor. Football, you got all these games. They happen on the same day, once a week. Everyone's playing pretty much at the same time. You get some Friday games every now and then. And it's great. I love it. I absolutely adore football season. But basketball, you have boys and girls going on at the same time, and I love how the IHSA has the boys just a little bit behind the girls. So
they alternate.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about boys' scores tonight. And tomorrow we won't have to worry about girls' scores. And next week we got Sefq Arena, we got State, where some of these teams are going to be. And then the following week is boys. It's staggered, and it's all just glorious basketball. That's why I just tend to favor basketball season more, and because of environments like this. Let's be real.
Indeed, yeah, it has been loud in here in Galesburg at John Thiel Gymnasium. They're going to get loud again. Galesburg students and their fans sitting up, trying to give their team a spark as Washington leads at 28-10. Galesburg starts with the ball again, going left to right here, right below us in our broadcast nest up in the corner. Here's Lily Furrow on the wing. Back over Herschenrotter. Washington in a man defense. It's worked very well so far. And a tough night from the field for the Silver Streaks.
Yeah, and then Taylor and Ella have a combined 2 points out there for Silver Streaks. Stolen away by Tibbs.
Tibbs going down. What a feed over to G'day. No look passing. G'day just a bit too strong. But what does she do? Gets her own miss again. And G'day lays it up. She's got 10.
And G'day running back just laughing and high-fiving Avery Tibbs. She's like, whoops. Probably shouldn't have missed that first one. Didn't mean to stat pad, but I don't think the Panther faithful care one bit as they take a 20-point lead. The lead has ballooned to 20.
G'day has got to be nearing double-double territory already. And the Panthers, if they can extend this lead by 10 more points, we're going to have a running clock for the fourth straight playoff game for them. Nearly at 30-10. Galesburg, again, very patient offense, but at some point, you got to get going. And here's Herschenrotter with a three, and it's good. That's Taylor. That's her first bucket.
Gonna need more of that. Really nothing crazy about that offensive possession for the Silver Streaks. There's good ball movement around the perimeter, keeping your hands strong in the ball and your eyes up, and finding an open player.
Here's O'Brien slithering into the lane and kicking it back out to Kate McDougall. Other side, now G'day driving baseline, lays it off the glass and in. G'day could be sitting on the ground and she just tossed it up. It's going in. That kind of night for her.
Right, her size and athleticism are really causing an issue. They've caused an issue for every team. Another turnover there, ball back to the Panthers. But G'day's size and athleticism has caused issues for every single opponent that Washington has had, but perhaps none more than tonight, as Lily Furrow in that one had to come out to the perimeter to respect the three-point shot. G'day blows right by her.
This Galesburg team didn't quite have as much trouble taking care of the ball as they did as they have here tonight when they did on Tuesday. They were very clean, passed very well, just Looked like it was watching Washington play, and except they were wearing silver and white. But Panthers are really throwing them off their groove tonight. 6 to play in the third quarter. Kate McDougal runs into a brick wall. That's Carter. Still maintains possession. G'day open on the weak side. O'Brien's going to direct traffic. Pressured tightly by Carter. Now it's Tibbs. Here's G'day. Swings it down, going to the left. Over to Kate McDougal, driving, baseline floater, good. That's a tough shot, she made it.
And it's a good 15 seconds there by defense for Galesburg, but Kate McDougal too quick, the baseline floater. She stands at roughly 6 feet tall. She can get up there with those long arms and float that one over the defense. She did right there for 2.
Here's May, gonna dial up a 3-ball and got it. Galesburg gonna need more of that. 34-16. Now Washington lead with about 5 to play.
Chloe May off the bench has hit both of her 3-point attempts. Maybe got to get her the ball more, send her more action.
That shot off the mark from the Panthers, and Silverstring's chance to get some momentum. This place can get loud if Kilgore knocks it down. That was Carter, rather, and she'll shoot one more. A chance for a 4-point play. Just like that, Galesburg has cut it to 15 and a chance to make it 14.
Wow. Yeah, the crowd finally have just a couple things to get loud about and then get loud about something else. Again, this offense hasn't been consistent for Galesburg, but they're off to a pretty solid start here in the third quarter. And a chance at a 4-point play for Carter definitely helps their cause. She converts.
Knocks it down. That's Carter's first points of the game, and it's 4 of them. Now this gym's going to get loud. This resembles yesterday's boys semifinal. Peoria High led Galesburg by 9 at halftime. Galesburg cut it to 4, and this place got rocking right around this same time of the third quarter. Good day. Pirouettes in the lane. Elevates and scores again.
No better crowd silencer than Danny G'day.
3-ball from May is a bit too much to the left, and O'Brien, good positioning, gets the board.
Sometimes the hardest shots are the ones where you are staring at nobody and you're wide open. May commits the foul on the other end.
Kate McDougal came flying down the line, threw it back up with her back towards the hoop, and drew a foul. That's the second one of the third quarter on Galesburg, and it will go on. We're awaiting the call here, waiting for it to flash. Didn't catch the referee, waiting for it to flash on the scoreboard, but
yeah, it was Chloe May, I believe, was the guilty party on that one.
And May's still at 2. I think it was Ella Hershenrotter.
Yep, got her from behind. That would also make sense.
That's 1. So Kate McDougal makes her first. 37-20 Washington. 4:19 to go in the third. And it will stay that way. Tough rim, but it's going to stay with Washington as it looked like Johnson couldn't quite corral that loose board. Inbound, McDougal. Here's Tibbs in the corner, has open space, and a rare miss. Another offensive board. Kate McDougal this time. Back out, Tibbs. Shot faking, driving in, and she stepped out.
Coach Kim Barth irate at that one as she thought Avery Tibbs is getting pushed along the baseline, and that's why she stepped out. Definitely having her players back, to say the least.
And it looked like from our angle, she might have had a case there. It looked like there was a bit of contact, but it'll be Galesburg ball. They can get this down to 10 by the end of the third. You got to give yourselves a shot. They're down 37-20 right now. Here's Carter. Redling Schaefer in the game and playing her patented grid defense. Here's Johnson going to put up a 3 right in the face of G'day. Long rebound goes to Ella Hershenrotter. Skip pass. May's 3. That one would have brought down the student section. It was right in front of them. Redling Schaefer up to Tibbs, double teamed in the post, kick back out. Becca McDougal, Tibbs left wide open and scores.
Tibbs was in no man's land, had to launch that ball to the top of the key to McDougal and gets it right back.
Breakneck speed these teams are playing at right now. Galesburg goes quickly back down. They need to put the foot on the gas. The rest of this one. You need efficient trips down the floor as G'day got her hands in the face of Johnson. Ball dribbles into the backcourt and May picks it back up. Under 3 to go in the third. Lexi DeMont, both hands up right now. Pass, Eleanor Johnson. Baseline jumpers off the mark.
Couple good looks on that possession for the Silver Streaks. Can't quite convert.
Kate McDougal driving out, kick, good day, corner three ball. It's good. Took a tumble there. Contact came after the shot. It's 42-20 Washington. Timeout Galesburg. And Gaudet has 17 to lead the Panthers right now.
If you would have told me at the end of the first quarter that anybody other than Avery Tibbs would be Washington's leading scorer at any point throughout this game, I would have called you crazy. And Danny Gaudet comes out. I mean, I don't have a rebound total in front of me, but you touched on earlier, she's got to be at a double-double. Had a couple really nice blocks in the defensive end, and 17 points, getting it done from everywhere.
Gaudet, a first-team All-Mid-Illini selection, and she is certainly playing like one. She's playing like arguably the player of the year. I think you give it to either her or Tibbs in the Mid-Illini Conference this year. O'Brien and Becca, Kate McDougal as well. Again, even though Tibbs and Gaudet are the ones that have scored a lot tonight, and it's kind of been that same way this season. Again, the ball movement, the understanding, knowing where their players are, the crashing the boards, it's really been a true team effort for Washington as they built up a 42-20 lead with 2:27 in the third.
I mean, you take one of those players you just mentioned off the team, and Washington is nowhere near as good as they are. It truly is a full team effort. It all comes together like poetry on the hardwood.
Becca McDougal bringing a double team in the corner. Streaks get it out. Cross-court pass to Kilgore. Bounced off her fingertips and into their own bench. So looked like, again, Galesburg had cut that lead to, what was it, 14? It was 34.
It was 34-20.
34-20, and just like that, Washington goes back in front 42-20.
They just needed the next 5 points to make it a single-digit game, but Washington responded.
And that 10-point target for Galesburg is looking tougher by the minute as Tibbs caught the pass as she was cutting into the hoop and got fouled. That's going to go on Ella Hirschenroder, number 2 on her.
Yeah, no real foul trouble. No one has more than 2 for Galesburg in terms of fouls. So not the worst foul ever, but Avery Tibbs, I don't have the number in front of me, probably shoots above 80% for the free throw line if I had to take a guess.
I know this. She doesn't miss often. I will leave it at that as she knocks down both. She's got 17 to match Gaudet on the night. Tibbs had 16 on Tuesday as Carter puts one up. It just comes up a bit short. Gaudet has matched her Tuesday total. She had 17 on that night. Tibbs, double team, kick back out. There's always someone open on this Washington team, and it's Tibbs who cuts baseline, finds the open spot, and that's just way too easy for that bunny.
Truly, I mean, Tibbs is getting it done on the point. She's also running the baseline very well like she did on that play. And Ainsley Redlingshafer, here's a 3 on the other end.
That one came up short by Carter. Redlingshafer the board, Washington. And Redlingshafer got tripped up right there at half court. Awkward spot for her. Galesburg back with it now. As it's Carter. Back over to Ella Hirschenroder with a minute left. 46-20. Panthers just 2 buckets away from another running clock in the postseason. All 3 of their first games have featured it. Pass over to Kilgore. Kind of a broken play there, but Kilgore just finds the open spot, lays it in.
And Kilgore leads Silver Streaks with 7.
Oh, little Chino Hills right there. Tibbs. Not quite cherry picking, but pretty close right there. Wide open deuce. She's up to 21.
I think it was less cherry picking and more being faster than everybody else.
That's true. 3 response on the other end. Buckets coming fast and furious as that one is good by Zanaya Carter, who's got 7. 48-25. Washington to hold for the last shot. Kim Barth calls out the play. A couple of players on the Panthers bench also make the same motion with their hands.
I love it. Just in case you can't hear Coach Barth.
It is very loud to hear Tibbs driving in, try to get it up, maybe draw a foul. It's no good. Kilgore the board with 1, throws up a prayer, and it's short from half court. The Panthers are 8 minutes away from their second straight sectional title. It's 48-25.
The orange and black faithful, everybody up on their feet, hands in the air, high fives, hugs. They can feel it. They can sense it. They've certainly earned it, barring one of the best comebacks we've ever seen.
And we did see that 21-point comeback by East Peoria over Metamora the other night, but
it does happen.
It is possible. We're not gonna write off the Silver Streaks yet again. They're
Certainly
the number.
not.
In case you're just tuning in, don't know much about them. They're the number 2 team in the state in Class 3A. Washington is number 1, and this is a game that a lot of people, not even in Central Illinois, but across the state, are going to have their eyes on here tonight. But Galesburg, 27-4 entering this one, looking to avoid their 5th loss. Their other losses came to Sterling, 47-42. That was a conference loss. They also
Loyola
Academy.
One of the best teams in Class 4A. I know.
Washington beat.
Yes.
Galesburg lost to them 64-32. They also lost to Quincy. We talked about them briefly on our way up here. About a 45-minute drive, hour or so from Peoria.
I believe Rock Island was their other loss.
And Rock Island,
yes.
yeah, that one came by 1. So Loyola is the only team that has blown Galesburg out this season, beaten by 32, and Washington is on track to do the same here.
I wish I would have calculated before the game the combined record of the teams Galesburg has lost to.
Oh my. Yeah.
It's probably a lot of wins and not a lot of losses from those teams if I had to take a wild guess.
No, Western Big Six, again, very strong girls basketball, as was the Mid-Illini, obviously. Washington with the ball to start the 4th. McDougal triple team, kicks it back out. You can't leave Danny G'day wide open. That one came up short. And Becca McDougal, offensive board is up and in.
And just 3 points for Becca McDougal, but as we talked about, she is doing everything else at the highest level out there, and perfect positioning under the basket, ready for the ball, and put it up and in, no hesitation.
Carter driving baseline. Silver Streaks getting it in, and Kilgore can't hang on to it. Tried to feed it in desperation to Herschenreiter as momentum carried her out of bounds. And that's going to be, a Silver Streaks turnover. Dalton, I mean, if I was an opposing coach, I would be pulling my hair out watching this Washington team. They're too skilled to play them straight up. You try and double team them, someone's always open. Someone's going to make a 3. Someone's going to get an offensive rebound. I mean, this team is, I've run out of words.
It's unprofessional to ask coaches what their game plan is usually, but I would just love to know as a wide open layup is converted by Kate McDougal.
No one there.
I would love to know what is the game plan? What is drawn on the whiteboard before a team takes on Washington? Because man-to-man, box and 1, 2-3, 3-2, 1-3-1. I'm running out of defenses. I don't think any of it would work against a team like Washington.
They'll find a way. You just got to hope that they have a cold shooting night as a layup. No good from Ella Herschenreiter to spend that kind of night for Galesburg, as May will pick up a backcourt foul. It's 3 on her. But, the only times Washington lost was they had a cold shooting night against Morton. It almost came back and won that game.
And got revenge on the Potters in the last game of the season, or one of the last games.
They certainly did. You were on the call for that one, and a big win. And the other loss came to Nashville, who's an absolute wagon in Class 2A. That one was also pretty close as well.
Defending 2A champions, Nashville.
Yep, and that one, again, was very close, too, and 61-57, I think, was that final score. Again, I'm just going off of memory by this point.
We'll see Nashville in normal again at the state championships. I'm almost sure of it.
I am sure.
Summer and Samantha Brinkman, redhead twins, are just absolute demons out there on the court.
Wait, it's really interesting. You see all these great girls basketball teams. There's always a pair of sisters. It's Nashville, it's the Brinkmans, the Washington, it's the McDougals. Galesburg's got the Herschenreiters. I mean, just some crazy talented families across Illinois in girls hoops.
Totally way out there. I remember covering boys game for Roanoke Benson. They had twin boys on their boys team, the Harms.
And then their sister, Bree.
Yeah, their triplet sister, Bree, is their best player for the girls' side. It's a really good year to have a brother or sister on your basketball team, I guess. And extra good if you're twins.
And Galesburg missing a shot there. Washington leads at 52-25. They will move on to the Super Sectional in Kankakee. It's going to be another bit of a far drive for Washington, but I have no doubt in my mind as G'day drives in and gets fouled, she'll shoot 2, that Washington will bring lots of fans there. And I'm sure it will have someone there for Click Sports Media, whether that's either Michael Savoy covering the game or we'll have another free live broadcast.
Would love to be there. We know the Washington faithful will pull up no matter the game is.
And by the way, I do want to remind you, sponsorships are available. So again, I'll be honest, if we don't have any sponsors for next week's game at Kankakee, possibility of a free live broadcast could be in jeopardy. So we'll have someone there. But if you do want free live audio coverage, reach out to someone maybe that owns a business or someone that wants to get their name out there in Washington. We'll put them front and center here on Clutch Sports Media for some of the biggest games coming down the stretch. You can reach us out to us again, inbox at clutchsportsisle.com. As Galesburg will inbound here, 53-25. We are just 2 points away from running clock territory. Dalton here, 5:19 left to play.
Such strong, passionate fan bases across Central Illinois. So there's the 3 that goes for Carter.
Carter says, no one running clocks the Galesburg Silver Streaks, at least with 5 minutes to play. Kate McDougal hounded by the Silver Streaks press, but Dalton, I got to give major props to Washington as they continue to slow it down. That it really didn't affect them that much, that press tonight. As Tibbs, corner 3.
I mean, they're used to it. As, teams in the middle line, you obviously know everything there is to know about Washington as a conference foe. Carter rises up for 3 again.
Another rebound, McDougal.
But I just think, like, if you're going against Washington, as there's a great block on the other end by the Silver Streaks, you know that they're probably going to be able to break your press. So you can try it, you can not try it. It just doesn't really end up mattering. And I think it was a good idea overall in an environment like this. You can kind of speed them up and try to get them rattled. Just didn't work for Coach DeMott's squad.
Yeah, Washington again jumped out to a pretty big first out. I think it was 15-5 early on, and
it was 23-7 at one point.
Yeah, it was an early lead for Washington. Tibbs scored 12 early ones, or 13 in the first quarter, I should say, as O'Brien feeds G'day. Turning around the post, kick out. Becca McDougal going to try her hand from deep. And that one just a bit off. Here's Taylor Hirschenroder. Galesburg has just got to try and finish this one strong as Carter will drive in and get fouled. But Dalton, I was about to say, this Silver Streaks team, mark my words, will be back. All Hirschenroders are juniors. Carter is a sophomore. Kilgore is a junior. So
I will be keeping my notes on this team hidden in my folder. This one's going to stay with me because I absolutely agree. They are going to be back, and not the game you wanted here tonight. Again, it's just a tough draw, sectional of doom and despair for everybody that was put into this, as we touched on earlier. But yeah, they're all going to remember the pain of this loss, I'm sure. But got to keep your heads held high, because in a calendar year, wouldn't shock me in the slightest if we're watching them again here or at CEFQ Arena playing for a state title.
Certainly, and we were talking too prior to this game that as Kim Barth going to call timeout, 3:47 to go, and a lot of similarities between Washington and Galesburg. They both like to press. They can both get out and run. They can both slow things down. They both do the same things very well, and the similarities continue, I think, when you consider again Washington. You remember that state semifinal loss big. And
Chicago St. Ignatius.
That was a shocker for them, for us, and really for anyone who knew how good that Panthers team was. And that was again, a very tough loss. They came back and rebounded, got third place, but I think falling short really lit a fire under them. So I think this is going to be that game for Galesburg that might be able to lift them to a sectional title or maybe even more next year.
Layman's terms, this Galesburg team is Washington's team last year.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a ton of similarities. I absolutely agree. I mean, you did a great job explaining that. It's just whatever happened here tonight, like you remember it, but you also just kind of got to pitch it. You got to find a happy medium in that regard, because they're not going to want to feel this again. Definitely not as early as the sectional championship. This is a team that we knew could make it to CEFQ Arena this year, but just take it as a learning lesson, and especially if Washington goes on to win the state title, which they certainly could, Galesburg could at least say, we lost to the champions, and we're going to be the champions next year. You're crazy if you don't think they can do it.
I would certainly agree. It's Washington ball with 3.5 to play. Starters still in for the Panthers. I wonder if sometime soon you might see Redling Schaefer, Osborne, maybe Adrian Donald, Jenna Spezio coming in here soon. We'll keep an eye out for them as O'Brien left wide open on the block, and so many open layups for Washington tonight. They make it 58-29.
Ball movement on the perimeter and backdoor cuts off ball movement is another miscue from the Silver Streaks. Ball back to the Panthers. But the backdoor cuts, it just seems like whether it's 5 seconds into the possession or 20, Washington's making the right pass and taking the right shot.
They certainly have another efficient outing for them tonight. Providence Catholic and Hillcrest. Again, we're going to try and get you a score update on that game. Again, Washington will face the winner of that one at Kankakee on Monday in the Super Sectional. Winner goes to State. McDougal. That was Kate McDougal, I should clarify. Turned around, no good. Here's a elbow jumper from Ella Hirschenroder's good. She's got just 4 tonight. Again, she was their leading scorer back on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely would have helped the Silver Streaks. They could have got some more scoring production. Speaking of scoring, a 3 from Tibbs is good on the other end.
And Washington's fans just explode. Almost all of them on their feet. They know that one's the dagger. That one's a running clock. And I think Tibbs just hit a big milestone. They have a big poster. She might be the all-time leading scorer at Washington now, because I don't know what other record there is to break.
Yep, Coach Kim Barth trying to call a timeout. Now she is going to call a timeout to get Avery Tibbs, the McKendree commit, her much-earned recognition as everyone floods from out the bench into the middle of the court. Yep, all-time leading scorer. How about that?
Unbelievable. As if this night couldn't get any sweeter for Washington. Avery Tibbs with 27 tonight. And how about this, Dalton? Again, even some fans on Galesburg standing up and cheering. And I know they've obviously learned the hard way who Avery Tibbs is tonight. But you watch her play, and you just can't do anything but respect her. I mean, she's a gamer. She plays hard, and she doesn't rub it in your face either.
Right, and
doesn't celebrate showboat or anything.
She probably, and everybody that was aware of that milestone, was probably thinking if Washington can win here tonight, she probably gets it the next game. I can't imagine they were thinking she's going to drop 27 on the road in Galesburg. That's exactly what she did. What a poetic, complete, put-together performance for Avery Tibbs.
Oh, you hear this cheer? That can only mean one thing. Dia Iyer into the game time for Washington. Washington's favorite reserve. The senior getting a chance to play. The starters check out. And what a scene here in Washington as the Panthers are 123 away from hoisting up a sectional title plaque. Peyton Swanson into the game. Dia Iyer, Jenna Spezio, Adrian Donald.
Mia Johnson as
well.
And
Mia Johnson, the 5th on the floor for the Panthers to close this one out. This place is going to lose its roof if Iyer makes a shot. Kilgore gets fouled.
I could speak from experience in their final game of the regular season against Morton. They get their revenge. They defeated the Potters by, it was a comfortable victory. I don't remember the number off the top of my head. But yeah, Dia Iyer got into the game, maybe 2 or so minutes left. Stepped up and drilled a 3 like she had done it a million times. Just rose up and absolutely nailed it. So with the running clock down to 40 and free throws being shot by the Silver Streaks, she might not get a chance to do that here, but she is getting a chance along with the rest of the Panthers out there to play in a sectional championship game. That's something not a lot of people can say.
She might. Again, Panthers trying to deal with a press here, and Swanson almost tossed it away. Might be close to a 10-second call, and Kim Barth trying to call a timeout. Smiles at the ref. I thought I had that one, but she did not. So 15 seconds left. Clock is running. Panthers fans on their feet. This is going to be Washington. No, it is going to be Galesburg ball. They stopped the clock at 6.4. 61-35. Panther domination. Shot at the horn is good from Kilgore, and Washington is a 3A sectional champion. The sectional to end all sectionals, and the Panthers reign on top of it. Battle tested, but you wouldn't know about the final score tonight. 61-37. They made it look easy. And make no mistake, this team is the favorite to win a 3A state title here in 2026.
Without a doubt, in an absolutely loaded 3A class. Washington, they've looked as the most complete, put together, the best team all season long. And this was probably their most complete, put together, best performance. Could not have come at a better time. special team, special coaches, special players, special fans. I mean, just what a dream season here for the Panthers. Sectional title is theirs. They're celebrating it, and they should be. And they'll look ahead to either Hillcrest or Providence Catholic on Monday. Don't be shocked if that trophy that they're holding, the plaque they're holding right now, is a state title trophy here come the end of next weekend.
The best seat in basketball. The ladders are out. The nets have been cut. And the Panthers, I'm sure a few of them are going to be wearing them as necklaces the rest of the night. 61-37, again, your final. And yeah, Dalton, I mean, what a performance. I mean, I don't want to say the hard part is over because, Providence or Hillcrest going to give them a good challenge. It's a long road trip.
And you just never know.
You don't know who you're going to face at state. You know what game you're going to, who's going to bring their best game and maybe just play out of your mind. But you gotta think that, at least a very good portion of the quote-unquote hard part is over now for Washington as they slay Galesburg, ranked number 2 in the state. And again, Morton, PND, Metamora, Dixon, Sterling, all those other great 3A teams in the area all eliminated. And Washington is the one domino around here still steaming.
And Coach Kim Barth, to her credit, I mean, they had a loaded regular season schedule. Took on some of the best teams from up north, down south, and everywhere in between. Phenomenal regular season. As we said, only 2 losses. They got put in the sectional of death with some of the best teams in all of Class 3A. What more do you have to see from the Washington Panthers before you say that they are state favorites? I know it's early. A lot of dominoes have to fall. They have to play like this again, and again in order to get there. But, I mean, they're passing the eye test, to say the least.
They certainly are. They moved to 32-2 on the season. Galesburg finishes out 27-5. Hats off to Galesburg, not just their team. Gave it their all tonight, but also head coach Lexi DeMott. I want to shout out to everyone from Galesburg. This is my 3rd night in a row I've made it to John Thiel Gym. I was here for Tuesday's sectional semis. I was here last night for the regional semis in boys. And I'll likely be here tomorrow for the regional title in boys as well. And everyone who we interacted with from Galesburg, the media, their AD,
security,
Nick Young, the security, other photographers I was talking to on the baseline, their fans, all first class. This has been a great venue to host this sectional and this playoff basketball, and it gets so loud in here. This team loves their hoops, and we do enjoy coming here. As Avery Tibbs getting honored, getting some hugs, that poster as well. She's gonna get mobbed by the people wanting to interview her. Again, she is Washington's all-time leading scorer. She has 27 on the night. Danny Gaudet at 17. Kate McDougal has 7. Mazzy O'Brien, had 6. Becca McDougal with 3. And I believe that is it. 27, 21, 48, 54, 57, 64. I might have overcounted a 3 somewhere in there, but either way. Tibbs, I know, at 27. Gaudet, 21 for Galesburg. Jocelyn Kilgore, only one in double figures with 13. Zanaya Carter with 11. Chloe May, 6. Taylor Herschenroder, 3. Ella Herschenroder with 4. Again, before we sign off, I want to give a quick score update of our other games around the area. Richwoods and Belleville East. Again, you can listen to that one live and for free on ClutchSportsIL.com and our YouTube channel. Belleville East leads at 45-38. This 4th quarter has just started there, so you can tune in for the end of that one. See if the Knights can win a sectional title. Again, also over Iroquois West. We'll see if we can get a score update on DMAC and Hayworth. Again, the Midland playing in Class 1A, looking to win their first ever sectional title. I do not see, I'm pulling up the stream right now of Iroquois West, and says there's no score. That game started about 45 minutes ago. So
I find that hard to believe.
We'll check out our Michael Savoy's Twitter and see if we can get you a score update here again before we sign off. Again, appreciate all of you for tuning in, sticking with us here and watching, or not watching, but listening. Unfortunately, we could not bring you a video broadcast due to NFHS IHSA restrictions tonight, but hopefully this was the next best thing for you. DMAC leads at halftime, 22-12. DMAC has been waiting a long time to make it to state. They won a sectional 2 years ago. Last 2 years, they lost it to P&D. Now P&D is up to 3A. DMAC drops down to 1A, so big opportunity for Dahlia DeJesus and company.
Yeah, smaller school, of course, getting dropped down to 1A. And I don't really think anyone in Class 1A is going to have anyone that can guard Dahlia DeJesus, at least guard her for all 4 quarters. So I like the Chiefs' chances of ending up in normal as well. Certainly wish them the best tonight against Hayworth. Hayworth, another really, really good team. They've got some young talent. I think we'll be calling their name deep into the playoffs for years to come as well. So much good basketball up and down, boys, girls, Class 1A through 4A. Great time of the year.
Certainly. Update on Tri-Valley playing in Class 2A. Tri-Valley leads it 38-36. They have possession with 1:40 left, but again, that update was 8 minutes ago, as per Chris Durr from the Quincy area, providing updates to that game. So Tri-Valley narrowly leading against Warsaw West Hancock. Again, no score update that we can find yet on Midland. And I think that's about it. The DMAC Hayworth game, see if we can find one.
I think you hit it.
No score update right now for Midland. Well, that game just tipped off, so that one getting going. But again, I want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck. We'll be covering all of them either with audio broadcasts or on Clutch Sports Media Overtime. Again, head over, check out our website, clutchsportsisle.com, click on Overtime, and you'll find lots of local sports coverage every single day. Well, Dalton, I think that about puts the bow on it. This has been another, again, fun trip up to Galesburg, even funner if you're a Washington Panther, and they move on in the Kankakee Super Sectional to face either Providence Catholic or Hillcrest on Monday. Any final thoughts from this one?
I'm just thankful to be a part of it, partner. As I said, your 3rd time in Galesburg. This is my 1st, and I would absolutely love to come back. If they're hosting a sectional again next year, I think they're going to go deep into the sectional again next year if the dominoes happen to fall that way. But super glad we got to take the quick hour trip north to Galesburg and do this game. And Washington, we've watched them all season long. The ball keeps rolling for the Panthers. Coach Kim Barth probably can't possibly be happier with their squad right now. So excited to watch them and the rest of our area teams throughout the rest of the season.
Well, that will do it from John Thiel Gymnasium. Washington moving on to the Class 3A Elite 8. And boy, were they elite tonight. 61-37 over the Galesburg Silver Streaks, and Avery Tibbs becomes the best to ever do it in a Washington uniform. We'll talk to you next time, folks. Again, for Dalton Carmine, I'm Jonathan Michael saying so long and thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon right here on Clutch Sports Media.